Could a new model revive public-private partnerships for rail in the U.S.? It's time for another episode of Bells and Whistles. Hello everyone, Bill Wilson, Editor-in-Chief of Railway, Track and Structures magazine, with a look at the top news stories we were following the week ending April 23rd. The Chicago Transit Authority is beginning work to replace 100-year-old infrastructure. The CTA announced on May 16th the first of two phases of major station and track reconstruction between the Lawrence and Bryn Mawr stations will begin. The $2.1 billion project is called the Red and Purple Modernization Phase 1 project. The work also will include the reconstruction of century-old CTA track structures that will provide faster, smoother, and quieter rides. New track, support structures, bridges, and viaducts will be built along the 1.3-mile segment between Leland and Ardmore Avenues. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority is in the process of upgrading its signal systems, but the COVID-19 pandemic has not made the job easy. Communications-based train control is being installed, which relies on computers to drive the trains. The technology will allow trains to run closer together and at faster speeds. Currently, the number 7 and L subway lines have CBTC, and the MTA was supposed to have the Queens Boulevard line, which serves the E, F, M, and R lines, computerized by March. However, due to the pandemic, that will not happen until late 2021. The cost of the signal upgrade now sits at $725 million, a $68 million increase. Metropolitan Transportation Authority debt levels and reduced revenue spell trouble for MTA's capital program. New York State Comptroller Thomas DiNapoli's annual report on the New York City agency found it does not have the resources to fully fund its $54.8 billion 2020-2024 capital program. The COVID-19 pandemic, delays to capital projects, severe revenue declines, and increases in borrowing are making the authority's capital program appear increasingly unrealistic. The MTA's chronic inability to complete capital programs predates the pandemic. At the end of 2019, more than two-thirds of the projects in the 2015-2019 capital program were not complete. By the end of 2020, with much of the work paused, about half of the 1,165 projects remained unfinished. Aiming to relieve pressure on the heavily congested I-405 freeway, the Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority has approved two contracts for pre-development work on the Sepulveda Transit Corridor project using a first-of-its-kind public-private model. The mega-project is planned to connect the San Fernando Valley with the West Side and eventually Los Angeles International Airport via a high-speed, high-capacity public transit line. More than 60% of this proposed rail concept would travel underground, with the remainder of the line operating on an aerial section. A pre-development agreement will be used, which enables early contractor involvement. The hope is public-private collaboration will enhance the chances of success. Well, that's a look at the stories we were following the week ending April 23rd. For the latest news, go to www.rtnds.com. You can also find us on social media. We are on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great weekend, everyone.